My name's Jon Udell. I'm a partner with Full Spectrum Law Collective, a group of attorneys who all connected through their passion for pursuing reforms to our cannabis laws, and that's what led us to this case. To me, this case is about fairness to small businesses who have been relying on Arizona law, on direct statements from the Department of Agriculture saying that CBD, a product that's inherently intended for ingestion, qualifies as a legal form of hemp. And so now, after many years, millions, maybe billions of dollars of investment, there's been a sudden change in that law, and all these folks who have been making important decisions for not just themselves, but for their families to put food on the table are now having this rug yanked out from underneath them after they've been relying for years on all of these statements. So to me, this case is about basic fairness, about giving people a chance to pursue their passion without needing to buy a $10 million marijuana license, and making sure that their expectations, their reasonable expectations, are upheld. Special action is an extraordinary form of relief that one can seek to immediately appeal an action in a trial court without waiting for a final ruling and pursuing a more typical appeal process that moves a little bit more slowly. So it's an extraordinary procedure that's particularly relevant when a court is facing an issue of statewide of importance that's also of first impression. And so to me, when I think about the special action procedure, this is a case that it was really built for. A case that's affecting thousands, maybe tens of thousands of Arizonans around the country, interpreting laws that a court has never really looked at before, and doing so under the threat of prosecution, felony prosecution from law enforcement across Arizona. Whether it's a farmer who's growing the crop, whether it's a manufacturer who is processing the crop that's been grown, whether it's a retailer who sells a variety of products including hemp, or if it's a consumer who likes to consume hemp products, everyone's being affected here. For the farmers, you're talking about taking away a major source of demand for the plants that they grow. What's that likely to do to prices? It's likely to send them in a direction that's not great for farmers. For manufacturers, of course, there's many people who have made, again, significant investments in acquiring property and acquiring equipment, all based on the expectation they'd be able to pursue these business plans for the long haul instead of having the rug yanked out from underneath them. Obviously, for retailers, there's products that need to be taken off of their shelves that they'll no longer be able to sell, that we're providing revenue for them to help them pay their bills for their business, to invest in their future, for their families, etc. And then when it comes to consumers, the veterans and the consumers that care about their Second Amendment rights, because you should make no mistake, there's no doubt here in this case that if the Attorney General's position prevails, if you are someone who seeks relief through cannabinoids, you are going to be required to break federal law. The Attorney General and county attorneys will be requiring you to break federal law to get the relief that you're seeking. And it's not a meaningless thing. It means that next time you go to potentially, buy a firearm, you're going to have to sign this form saying that you don't use marijuana. And right now, under federal law, marijuana is not hemp. You can honestly check that box if you're consuming hemp products. But the second that law changes in Arizona and hemp products are no longer available, what's going to happen? Either you have to stop consuming them and find a form of relief that works less effectively for you, or you need to go to a dispensary. And when you walk in that dispensary and you buy that product, you are breaking federal law. And next time you go out and you try to buy, for example, a firearm and look at that piece of paper, you got two choices, which is either to lie and commit perjury, a federal criminal violation, or you don't get to exercise your Second Amendment rights. And neither of those options are good. Obviously, this issue matters a lot for veterans in particular, many of whom are confronting PTSD and have strong desires to do this. And so someone who's obviously sacrificed so much for our country should have the freedom to treat their illness through a form of cannabis that they choose. Winning this case would be a vindication of reliance and fairness interests across the state of Arizona, and it would mean an end to crippling uncertainty, as well as a potential path forward for people to grow their businesses, to provide for their families, and to contribute to this great state that we all care about so much.